Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support to our channel. I hope that this video finds you well wherever you're watching us. I have always cautioned you about our politicians. For those who have been watching our channel, currently, as they have always done, there are concerted and very deliberate efforts to divide this country along tribal lines. And I can see Kenyans falling into the trap of being divided along along tribal lines. If you listen to the political undertones, you listen to, Luos and Kalenjins, majority of them seem to be, grouping, and they are grouping against one community, courtesy of the politicians. If you listen to Kikuyus, they are also, the Mount Kenya fraternity are also, kind of regrouping, and all the, foes and allies together are now grouping together. Now, forming political alliances is not bad. As a matter of fact, there isn't any one candidate who can win or can be elected as a president by depending only on his or her tribal or ethnic votes. They have always teamed up together, and that is sometimes a good unity that we need. But my problem is that these politicians are now dividing us for their own selfish benefits, and narratives are being driven. It seems there are people who, spend and burn the midnight oil just trying to craft one narrative after the other, just to ensure that whatever they come up with sink into our minds to hate each other. Currently, there is this video that is trending, and Oscar Sudi is telling us that Rigathi Gachagua, in one of their meetings during the Azimio's protest, had crafted a plan and was suggesting that they kill Raila Odinga. Of course, for me, this is not the first time that I hear that Rigathi wanted to kill Raila Odinga. This is the video.
Ya mwisho wakati ya maandamano ya opposition ama wakati ya maandamano ya Raila Odinga na timu yake. So unajua kenye ulikuwa unataka kufanya kama tungekuwa refu ama tungekuwa pale so unajua kenye ulikuwa unasukuma. Sasa hivi tungekuwa na inji na sasa hivi unajifanya ndugu yangu, ni vizuri tumekunyamasia sana. Ukiongea umeongea, you know what you want to do. Hata pale Serena ulikuwa unasukuma, ingefanyika kenye ulikuwa unataka kufanya leo, tungekuwa na inchi wa Munyoro. So please, penye uko nyumbani, you are comfortable. That's where you are supposed to be. Kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni, usiku mpaka asubuhi, kwa sababu wewe you are a very dangerous man. Na Mungu si atumani, that's why uko nyumbani.
Now, the timing of that video is very suspicious because it is coming at a time when there are efforts to ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is painted as, let me use the term that Kimani Ichung'wah used, a black man with a black heart. When William Ruto went for the Western Development Tour, they spent their time attacking Rigathi Gachagua. But Rigathi has himself to blame because there are certain statements that he made during that protest that betrayed him. And from where I sit, he could easily be implicated if some of these statements were anything to go by. Take, for example, this statement when he threatened the protesters. He never believed in the protest. Now he believes in the Gen Z's protest and is telling them to rise up and continue with the protest. Kindly listen to Rigathi Gachagua then.
I want to assure the people of Kenya today from Kakamega, tomorrow, nobody, I repeat, nobody will be allowed to destroy property anywhere in the Republic. I want to caution those young men who have been taking advantage of the violence unleashed by Raila to steal property, to mug people, to loot property, that Monday is their last day to do so. The government of the Republic of Kenya will assert its authority in protecting life and property and upholding the rule of law. I'm just giving that caution to those young people that it is not going to be business as usual. It cannot happen, and it will not happen because it is wrong, it's immoral, it's unacceptable. If they stop their bad manners and call of violence, we can have a sitting with only one agenda. One, to discuss the exit of Raila Odinga from the Kenyan political space and permanent retirement.
I know from where we have reached, those who are supporting ODM are already mad. Those who are supporting Rigathi Gachagua are already mad because many a times you want us to sugarcoat or to use some kind of euphemism. But we have to speak the truth because the truth shall set us free. So that is where we are. Sudi giving us what he calls a dossier or a bombshell. It is not, because it is not the first time. Rigathi cannot escape this because of certain statements. But in this video, I want to reveal to you why all this will end nowhere. And I want to tell you why Sudi's allegations might not even see light of day. Because all this is political. We have a law in Kenya that you are innocent until proven guilty. But I have seen, leaders, including lawyers who understand the law, instead of pushing Oscar Sudi to go and record a statement with the DCI. Of course, I understand that there is an audio. I've not listened to that video, but they say they captured an audio, sort of. And inasa sauti Rigathi akiongea, that would really help, because plotting to kill another is a sin, is criminal, it's a felony, which has got consequences. It is unthinkable that you want to kill a fellow leader. But Rigathi is still innocent until proven guilty. Instead of attacking Rigathi Gachagua, we've not even seen the video. I don't know whether you've seen the video or listened to the audio. We need to push Oscar Sudi to go and record that statement because the timing is very suspicious. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time. Click the notification bell. Allow me to request you to give this video many likes and share the videos if you can. Thank you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, all these allegations will end nowhere because the end game is to convince the Luo community that Rigathi wanted to kill their kingpin, and therefore, what is the end game? To divide, to further create a rift between the Kikuyus and the Luos. There must be a rift between the lake and the mountain. That is it. But I will tell you why it will not. Number one, this is not the first time we hear of very, very shocking allegations of someone who wanted to kill another. William Ruto himself, leave alone this one that is being said by Oscar Sudi. Of course, when you listen to Oscar Sudi, you could always, attach or link his statements to the president himself. It's a very close ally. But William Ruto himself told us that in 2022, during the tallying and verification of results in Bomas, presidential results, the Azimio fraternity wanted to abduct, torture, and kill Wafula Chebukati. And he told us that he was going to form a commission of inquiry to investigate this, and the people who wanted to kill would be brought to book. To date, there isn't any such commission of inquiry that has been formed. The only commission of inquiry that was hurriedly formed was that to investigate and implicate Cherera 4 so that they could be kicked out of their offices. As we speak, Cherera and Irene Masit are asylum in another country because their lives were in danger. So if someone wanted to kill Wafula Chebukati, and William Ruto himself told us and even promised to form a commission of inquiry, that has not been formed. What makes you think that this time around they are going to investigate whether Rigathi wanted to kill Raila or not? We were even told there was some kind of a container of blood where some people were being tortured and they were thrown into River Yala. Some investigation was supposed to be done. Nothing has happened. I can assure you, and you can take this to the bank, this will, it is like a passing cloud. It is like wind. All they're trying to do is to divide these people so that William Ruto gets the maximum votes come 2027. We have also been told that during the Gen Z's protest, Rigathi Gachagua wanted to topple Ruto's government. Some of his people are being investigated. In fact, I remember people when the MPs were persuaded to vote to impeach Rigathi, there was this attempt to paint Rigathi as a murderer. And they were even saying that MPs must be given maximum security because Rigathi, according to them, was after their lives. I understand that there is no... I remember the last people who suffered the consequences of allegations of trying to topple a president, a coup, were Ochuka, if I'm not wrong, and the group. And we were discussing, and someone was telling me that that law of treason is not there. But if you attempt to topple a government, it is a law that you must be punished, I think. If today I'm caught trying to plan to execute how I can topple Ruto's government, I know I will be charged. But if William Ruto believes that Rigathi Gachagua wanted to topple his government using Gen Z's protest, why haven't they arrested or charged him in court? Instead of now charging Rigathi Gachagua in court as a result of allegations that he wanted to topple Ruto's government, there is another allegation, more startling now, that he wanted to kill Raila. As I've said, his statements betray him. But now you've realized that they have even forgotten about the investigation and any prosecution. They are now giving us another allegation, and this will be discussed, and you will see, supporters and leaders will be attacking Rigathi Gachagua, and those the staunch supporters of Raila Odinga will hate Rigathi Gachagua. And you know the problem now? Most Kikuyus look at Raila and they feel all Luos are Raila. Most Luos are looking at Kikuyus, at Rigathi Gachagua, and they are thinking this is the man who wanted to kill Raila, and therefore all Kikuyus are like Rigathi Gachagua. What happens? Your best friend becomes your worst enemy. Why? Just because some politicians want to determine our lives and how to live. Instead of continue coexisting with each other with love, they want us to look at each other as enemies. If Rigathi has not been investigated for trying to topple Ruto's government, if a commission of inquiry was never, formed to inquire into allegations of someone trying to assassinate Wafula Chebukati, what makes you think Sudi will be investigated? What makes you think this time they will investigate Rigathi Gachagua for allegedly attempting to kill Raila? These politicians have got their boundaries. They know what they are saying. Maybe there is no evidence. Maybe that audio that they're talking about might not even be there. Number 3, if there is a video that is there, is that of Oscar Sudi threatening the late General Ogula. You all know that video. He was asking what he was still doing in the military. And he's the one who was speaking, and he linked him to the alleged threat and plot to kill Wafula Chebukati. He was never called to record a statement while the video went viral. What makes you think this time around they will investigate anything? And let me tell you, last but not least, the supporters of Rigathi Gachagua and the leaders will start demanding the investigation of all the mysterious deaths. Already in social media, they are beginning. I've seen them saying, we want to know who killed Musando. We want to know who killed Jacob Juma. We want to know. They are now beginning to link those deaths to certain politicians. And when it gets to that place, I can assure you, this will end nowhere. And I want you to watch this space. I want you to mark this date, and you will remember this. All these are attempts to divide us into our political and ethnic groupings, to hate each other as we head to 2027. If these people were real about the deaths that have taken place, about threats and alleged intimidation and plots and masterminding plots to kill each other, they would have done it long time ago. And that's why I'm telling you that all these allegations will backfire. But one thing that they will succeed in is that they will succeed in dividing us. In fact, right now they are very happy. They are very happy. Rigathi, after working with William Ruto, is now saying that William Ruto is the worst enemy. Yet they worked together in 2022. They teamed up together. All of a sudden, he has realized Ruto is bad. And all the Kikuyus now don't want Ruto. Ruto worked with Rigathi Gachagua. In fact, he was given Kithure Kindiki, but instead is the one who chose Rigathi Gachagua. All of a sudden, he has now realized that Rigathi is tribal. Rigathi is a murderer, wanted to kill so and so, and is now rallying people against Rigathi Gachagua. What does that one tell you? Ruto and Rigathi were friends. Today they are enemies. Ruto and Raila were enemies in the last election. Today they are friends. And so we are being, toast like this. When Ruto and Raila were political nemesis, we followed Raila and Kalenjins, and Ruto were never our friends. Today, really, I want us to be mature, so that if today Ruto says Rigathi is bad, that is their war. Let us not get into it. If Rigathi says that Ruto is bad, that is their war. We should not look at the tribesmen of Rigathi as enemies just because our de facto leaders said so. And I will continue singing this song. If you listen to the political undertones, we are headed to mayhem, because by the end of the day, when leaders want to cause animosity in the country, they are targeting the vulnerable, the youths, who they know very well do not have jobs. And they will tell them that the reason why you don't have jobs is because so and so is ruining this country. Personally, I have made a decision that I'm not going to follow some politicians blindly. And I will not allow any politician to divide us along ethnic groupings, because my neighbors cut across the ethnic tribes. My neighbors are Kambas and Kikuyus and Kisis and Luyas. We all live together and we are friends. And that is how I want us to continue living before, during, and after elections of 2027. I still want us to live together. The reason why people butchered each other in 2017, in 2007, is because we listened to our politicians. I have never heard any politician saying that, my son or daughter was killed in Naivasha or Nakuru or Kiambu or where in Nairobi. If you listen to people who confess and they have some very bitter and sad stories, they are the common mwananchi. It is high time we woke up. Let us stop burying our heads in the sand like the proverbial ostrich. There is life after 2027. There is life after every election cycle. Let us not allow politicians to divide us. All these narratives that are being driven, they are meant to achieve certain political goals. I don't think any investigations will be done. But if investigation shall be done, so be it, so that the law can take its course. But I can assure you, people will start demanding, if we investigate this, let us investigate all of them. I don't know what you think, but I'm here to humbly submit to you that all these allegations by Oscar Sudi will end nowhere. Instead, what are we waiting for? Another allegation. I can assure you, one is coming, because they must keep us busy to forget about the atrocities, abductions, to forget about, wastage in the country. They must keep us busy up to 2027. And they are very happy that they're almost succeeding. From where you sit, how do you look at your neighbors around? Are you looking at them and linking them to the political leaders? Are you looking at Kikuyus and you think they are Gachagua? Are you looking at Luos and you think all of them are Raila? Are you looking at them and you think all lawyers in Mdavadi and all the Kamas Mikalons and all? How are you looking at your neighbor? In the words of Martin Luther King, let us pray for a day when every person will be judged by the content of their character and not where they come from. Look at your neighbor and live with them with the right attitude, not because of their names. And I rest my case, but I shall continue singing this song until the day when we will stop allowing, we will reject any attempt from politicians to divide us. And that is my take.